The New York Rangers have made a bunch more cuts and sent a bunch of prospects down to the AHL, as well as waiving a couple of guys as well with the intentions of sending them down to the AHL as well. So we'll take a look at all that in the video, as well as two prospects who could potentially make the New York Rangers forward court out of camp. We'll take a look at that in this video. But starting off here with the goaltenders, obviously, Louis Domingue was one of the guys sent on waivers, which is no surprise. He has to clear waivers to get down to the AHL, which he probably will be, so no one should be worrying about that too much. And then the goalies obviously left in camp, Jonathan Quick and Igor Shesterkin. No surprises there. Those are going to be the two goalies to start the year. But if Quick is that bad, which he has been so far in preseason, giving up 7 goals in way less than 2 games played, we'll obviously have to see what happens there, but it is possible we could see either Grant or Louis Domingue called up at some point this season because of an injury or because of Quick's poor play. That is definitely possible, so we'll have to wait and see. And the other guy, though, that was waived was Mac Hollowell with the intentions of sending him down to the AHL. He could very well be if he clears the top right-handed D-man call-up for the Rangers, or maybe they go with like a Ben Harper on the right side if they don't trust Hollowell enough. But I think Hollowell's a pretty decent player. I think he's played pretty good so far in preseason, so I definitely hope he actually does go through waivers, which he probably will, I'd imagine. So that could be a nice, he's still in his mid-20s, had a good year with the Marlies last year, the AHL affiliate of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and also had a couple games, made his NHL debut with the Leafs as well last year. So pretty solid, young, puck-moving, more offensive kind of D-man, but I definitely do hope that he does clear because he would be a pretty good depth option and a pretty good player for the AHL team as well. Taking a look, though, at the D-core that's left, Adam Fox, Eric Gustafsson, Ben Harper, Zach Jones, Brian Lindgren, Keandre Miller, Braden Schneider, and Jacob Trouba. Gustafsson is going to be the 6th D-man. I am pretty much guaranteeing it at this point. I think Zach Jones is going to be up with the team because he is waiver eligible. So if we wanted to send Zach Jones down the AHL, well, we can't because he'll get claimed on waivers. So he's going to be stuck up with this team. He might be kind of that 7th D-man getting scratched a bit as well, which is kind of sucks for a prospect. But that's the unfortunate circumstances here that he's going to be waiver eligible. So we can't get him down to the AHL with the Hartford Wolfpack. So that does kind of suck. So it is unfortunate for him. Like I said, he's probably going to be scratched a decent amount. I think Gustafsson is going to be that 6th D-man. He's a more veteran guy. I trust him more defensively. I think Gustafsson right now is just a better overall player. But Gus is definitely a guy who maybe Zach Jones can be one day or at least this season. You never know. But Gus has played for Peter Laviolette with the Capitals in the past as well, like last season as well, before he got traded to the Leafs at the deadline. So it's definitely possible that Gus is just obviously really liked by Laviolette, and Laviolette gives Gus much more of a shot, which it definitely seems like it's going to happen. I do think right now, like I said, Gus is probably the better player than Zach Jones as well, so I'm definitely fine with that. But Zach Jones could be a trade candidate at the deadline this year if he's not shown enough, or Gus and Harper and Robertson just playing better. Then I do think that he could be traded at the deadline for a pick or a swap prospects, or for a veteran guy we're trying to get back to add some more depth. That is definitely a possibility. And then, the pairs are probably going to be, Gus, Schneider, and then the top 4 is set. It's going to be Foxy, Keandre, Trouba, and Lindgren. It just depends on whether they want to switch things up and have like Foxy with Keandre, or, if they want to just keep the normal things with obviously Foxy and Lindgren. We'll have to wait and see. But taking a look at all the prospects that were sent down, you have Brett Berard, Dylan Garand, Adam Edstrom, Jake Lecision, Matt Rempe, Matthew Robertson, and Brandon Scanlon. No surprises there at all. The only guy that really had a shot at making the team out of camp was Matthew Robertson, but it just didn't make any sense. After we signed Gustafsson and obviously Zach Jones is waiver eligible, there's just no way that Robertson was really going to make the team, because we're not just going to waive Zach Jones just to have Robertson be that 7th kind of D-man. So Robertson go down the AHL and be a top 4 D-man there and hopefully have another great season. And then on the forward side of things, though, the guys left in camp, you got Nick Bonino, Johnny Brodzinski, who actually has a potential chance at making this team being that kind of 12th or at least 13th forward. That's definitely a possibility. And then we have Philip Hedl, Will Cooley, Barclay Goodrow, Capo Caco, Chris Kreider, Alexis Lafreniere, Artemi Panarin, Tyler Pitlick, Vincent Trocheck, Jimmy Vesey, Blake Wheeler, Zibanejad, just the basic guys. But Will Cooley and Brendan Othman, can one of those guys actually make this team out of camp? It's definitely possible. We kind of have the top 11 forwards set. The last 4 guys are kind of, to kind of fighting for that 12/13 forward spot. But if Will Cooley or Othman do make the team, they're not going to be on the fourth line, I don't think. I definitely don't want to see that. I think they'd probably be on the third line and pushing VC down to the third line, or fourth line, sorry. But I think that if they don't make it, then VC is probably on that third line, and then you have Tyler Pitlick and Brodzinski as kind of 12th, 13th forwards, and those guys would be on the fourth line. But I do think that if Will Cooley or Othman make the team, they will be on that third line, pushing VC down. So for VC's sake, obviously, I'm sure he's kind of hoping that Cooley and Othman don't make the team, because then I do think that obviously he'd be on that third line over a guy like Brodzinski. But maybe Brodzinski does take that third line spot over a guy like VC if he does make the team, which I definitely think he's going to at this point. I think that the 12th and 13th forwards are going to be Tyler Pitlick and Brodzinski. So maybe Brodzinski does, push VC down, and maybe Pitlick pushes VC down as well. You never know. I think Pitlick and Brodzinski have looked pretty good in camp so far. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. But personally, I still don't think we're going to see Cooley or Othman make the team out of camp. I think we're going to see them both at some point this year with injuries and poor play and stuff. But I think for right now, Cooley and Othman are going to start the year in the AHL in the top six. Personally, I want to see them both in the same line together, maybe centered by Riley Nash. Othman on the right wing, Cooley on the left wing, Riley Nash down the middle. I think that could be a pretty good top line down there in the AHL, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. But personally, I do think that Cooley and Othman are going to start in the AHL this year, and Brodzinski and Pitlick will be the 12th/13th forwards, or maybe VC will be, you never know, but we'll have to wait and see, obviously. But anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys have enjoyed, please smash the like button, and don't forget to subscribe for daily New York Rangers content. I will be posting every single day, so definitely stay subscribed. Thanks for watching. Comment down below your guys' thoughts, and see ya.